my fellow Americans, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.
And we shall overcome.
Impromptu celebrations erupted outside the White House.
The very word secrecy is repugnant in a free and open society. And we are, as a people, inherently and historically opposed to secret societies, to secret oaths, and to secret proceedings. For we are opposed around the world by a monolithic and ruthless conspiracy that relies primarily on covert means for expanding its sphere of influence.
Yo, what's up, man? Here we go, y'all. Salute to everybody. Salute to everybody in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Rolly Romero. Rolly got me up here. We 24 hours. We starting at 8. We ending at 8 tomorrow. I don't know how we gonna make it through. I don't know if I'm gonna be asleep. You might hear me snoring. I don't know what's gonna happen. But first things first, man. Shout out to my brother Texas G in the building. He said it's his own card on right now. Hey, I agree. Unfortunately, not even unfortunately, we haven't had a chance because of how the last few Fridays have been going to really talk politics and anything like that. So we will be doing that first. Shout out to my brother No Evidence in the building. Salute, fam. Yep. Only got me putting the work in. It is what it is. I ain't mad at him. Hey, he put hands on Ryan Garcia. Shout out to my brother Free. Yo, it's going to be a long night. A long night and a long day, bro. I'm just telling you. But hey, it is what it is. Shout out to my sister in the building, Queen. Salute, sis. Much love and respect. I appreciate you pulling up. And as always, like I always tell y'all, y'all make sure y'all go sub the Free. Doing a hell of a job with football thing. We have the fantasy football coming up as well. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Free. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to my sister Quee over there. Man, she do a hell of a job every Thursday. So hey, it is what it is. We got my brother All-Star Izzy in the building. Salute to my brother Izzy. Man, Izzy, we working on it. We're gonna put a show together and we're gonna be doing some things. So yeah. And y'all make sure y'all go sub to Izzy as well, man. Absolutely. And Izzy, hell, in 24 hours, I'm sure we're gonna get to some of them topics. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. Now, starting with the first topic for the 24-hour live streaming. I'm gonna be doing this thing different ways. I'm gonna be honest with you. So I might go out for a quick second, but then I'll be pulling back up at the same time. I'll be pulling back up. So we're gonna see how all this stuff work out. We're gonna see how it work out. But hey, we're gonna do our best to put it together. We'll do our best. But I got the young brother in the building, man. The young historian, a brilliant political mind, a brilliant boxing mind. And y'all make sure y'all go sub to my brother. He just got his channel started as well, Democracy 101. Shout out to the great brother, Marky Dan, straight from St. Croix. My brother, how are you feeling, sir?
I am blessed. How you doing, Dub Brightside? Mr. Respectfully, Mr. Long-Winded.
Man, hey, I'm gonna have to be long-winded. I'm gonna have to be tonight. Hey, it is what it is. For the next 24 hours, I ain't got no choice. So. But
that's for sure.
So we starting off with this thing, politics-wise, right? And we got a couple of topics. Me and my brother Marky, we're gonna touch on, and then we'll open the panel up. And then at 10, I'll be moving over to my brother Thomas' show. I'll be signing with him. We'll be talking boxing. Then after that, like I said, I don't know if we might be doing an interview. We might be talking relationships. We might be talking basketball, football, conspiracies. Who knows? I think we got time to get it all in on this time right here. I think we got time. So, but you had a couple topics. You know what I'm saying? And I want you to break some of this stuff down that you were sending to me. So let me make sure I started off the right way.
Let's go with authoritarianism first. Let's go with that first.
You want to do it backwards?
Yeah.
Do you want me to play the video?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, so hold on now. Real quick, Marky. Your second, how you get struck? How you get a strike on your second video, bro?
I appealed it.
That don't mean what they said. They ain't said nothing.
Well, I had some dead bodies showing.
What? Yeah, but Lord have mercy. I was like, damn, he done already got knocked down by YouTube. Shout out to YouTube, man. All right, let's see. Let me pull the
Man, well,
what?
they authoritarians.
Hey man, you know YouTube they all the way in order when they pay you, but they out of order the majority of the time. I'm just gonna be honest. They be out of order, so you're gonna figure it out. But just keep working your way through that thing. You feel me? Just keep working your way through. All right, let me get to
autocrats.
Let me see. Let me find the video. I just had it up. All right, and this is the video right here. I want to make sure it's the right one. All right, here we go right here. We're talking about suspending habeas corpus, correct?
Correct.
All right, here we go. I want to do it this way. Hold on, let me load this thumbnail so I don't actually play I can play the audio from the video, but I don't play the actual content from the video, and they don't start acting a fool on us. So let me see which one I want to go with. I make myself mainstream. We'll do it this way, and then when we get done with the video, we'll come back to regular view. All right, let's do this. Boom.
Look at some fives.
All right, I'm gonna turn this down. I'm gonna mute the music. Mark, if we finna bring it on, let me know if you can hear it. They'll probably screen share window. Boom. Yep, that's fine. All right, there we go. So we're not gonna show the video, but let me know if you can hear it. Make sure I'm in order first. Can you hear that?
Nope.
All right, hold on. I'm out of order then.
You are.
Wouldn't be the first time, ain't gonna be the last.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right, here we go. Let's try it. Oh no, I gotta do it this way. That's why. Let's make that big screen. There we go. All right. Let me know. Can you hear it now, Marky? Let me know if you can hear it. Here we go.
Today, the Trump administration.
I can.
All right, perfect. So we'll play
loud.
this video, and then we'll play it, and we'll break down bits and pieces of it. I don't want to play it in its entirety because who knows? They might get you for the audio. I don't know how that works either. So, all right, here we go.
Administration again escalated its fight with the courts. In stunning remarks to reporters this afternoon, White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller said the administration is considering suspending habeas corpus. Habeas petitions give people the right to contest unlawful detentions.
All right, so let's start with that right there. And I don't want to play, like I said, I don't want to play the video in its entirety, but break that down. What they're saying right there, Marky, in your personal opinion.
That is the beginning of authoritarianism. And you see them just consistently attacking the judiciary, and they're attacking due process. And now you have Stephen Miller, who I keep telling you, if you put this man in a Gestapo or an SS uniform, you can't tell me he don't look the part. You cannot tell me he don't look the part. And he sounds the part. This man is a goddamn Nazi in a suit. Okay? This man and habeas corpus, what that basically is, the right side, it's simply the right to say, this is not me. This ain't me. If the government, if you feel that the government has unlawfully arrested you, you have the right to go to court and say, Your Honor, this and this happened, or Your Honor, you might have the wrong person. That's what habeas corpus is, and he's saying what. Well, anyways, we'll get more into that in the video, but that's what habeas corpus is.
All right, let's keep listening.
Yeah.
Well, the Constitution is clear, and that, of course, is the supreme law of the land, that the privilege of the writ of habeas corpus can be suspended in a time of invasion. So I would say that's an option we're actively looking at. Look, a lot of it depends on whether the courts do the right thing or not. The courts aren't just at war with the executive branch. the courts are at war, these radical rogue judges, with the legislative branch as well, too.
Miller's comments come as
Okay, so I got to ask about that piece as well, because I want. He said something very important there, in my opinion. He said that, and even is when you're under invasion, right? And Trump has already said that he's taking the whole migrant situation. He's calling it an invasion. So I believe that's what he's trying to utilize in this situation. Not saying it's right or wrong. I'm saying that's what he's trying to utilize. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, that is what he's trying to utilize. But a couple judges have now struck it down and called it they haven't called it unconstitutional. What they're saying is you have to give these people due process. And a judge in Texas, a federal judge in Texas, and a federal judge in Colorado have both said you have to give these people at least 21 days. You can't just snatch them off the road and then throw them on a plane 2 days later and not let them talk to anybody. Like that's crazy.
Amazing. All right, here we go.
They do that in places like Russia and China.
All right, here we go.
As judges across the country have blocked major parts of President Trump's immigration agenda, including ordering that some students being targeted for deportation by the administration be released from detention. Our White House correspondent, Laura Lopez, joins us now for the latest. So, Laura, can the president do this, as Miller is suggesting?
So habeas is the most basic entitlement to judicial review of unlawful detention, as you noted, Jeff. And essentially, I spoke to Steve Vladeck, the constitutional law scholar, who said that habeas is so fundamental that it is a right that is in the original Constitution under Article 1, and that the overwhelming consensus is that it's long been that only Congress can suspend habeas corpus. The only other time that the president has essentially done this is when it appears as though Congress is not in session. President Lincoln did this when Congress was not in session at the beginning of the Civil War, but then Congress later authorized the ability to suspend habeas. Another constitutional law expert I spoke to said that this is significant because without habeas, there's no way for a person to go before a court and to essentially argue that their liberty was taken away and have a hearing to argue that. Now, the timing of Stephen Miller's comments is key here because of the fact that it's after judges have repeatedly ruled that the administration's actions regarding deportations are unlawful. And it also comes after a student just today was ordered released by a federal judge from detention after filing a successful habeas petition.
And that was the federal judge in Vermont who ordered that Tufts student, Ramesa Ozturk, who was being detained in Louisiana. Is that right? That she must be released? Bring us up to speed.
That's right. So Ramesa Ozturk is a PhD student from Tufts who was not charged with the crime. Her student visa was revoked, and she's been in detention since March because of an op-ed that she wrote that was critical of Israel, that the administration said is evidence that she poses a foreign policy, an adverse foreign policy consequence. And the judge today, District Judge William Sessions, said that the government's case was entirely based on this op-ed that Ozturk wrote, that essentially there was no evidence that she has engaged in violence or advocated violence to back up their claims that she poses a threat to U.S. foreign policy. They said she does. The judge said that she does not pose a flight risk, and so he placed no travel restrictions on her. He called her health. She suffers from asthma, and she even had an asthma attack during the hearing today. He called her health an extraordinary circumstance and said that her further detention could potentially pose danger to her health. And this is one significant line that the judge as well said. Judge William Sessions said that her continued detention potentially chills the speech of the millions and millions of individuals in this country who are not citizens. And I just want to say also, Jeff, that she was initially detained not far from her home. She was arrested by plainclothes agents off the streets of Boston. And when that video was released, it was pretty stunning to see.
Yeah, we're looking at that video right now.
Amazing. And I'm gonna be honest, I wish I could show y'all the video. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could do it this way. I'm not gonna play the video, but I can show you the quote unquote plainclothes officers and what they look like. I hope you two show me some love. So this is what this young lady right here.
This is what they look like.
This is how they came and arrested her. Now, Mark, I will say this, and I'm gonna let you really break this down for the people. But I will say there are two things. There are two huge things in my personal opinion that's going on here that I disagree. Hold on, make sure I get us. There we go. Get us back right. Two things that I truly disagree with. The first thing, I agree that, hey, regardless, the Constitution, we have to abide by the Constitution in this country, right? And so for y'all to try to get rid of, or for them to say that they're going to suspend habeas corpus and these type of things, I think it's disingenuous. I think that it's also it's a scary situation, because if you can do it, and I understand what you're trying to do it under, but who knows what the next thing you might say is, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's an invasion, so now, hey, it ain't just any one group of people. We doing this, we suspending it for everybody until we can get this under control. We might as well have martial law out here. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion. And the second thing is according to the reports, what they're utilizing to make this arrest, to apprehend this lady, is her freedom of speech. The ability to write an op-ed and give your opinion on something. Who cares who it goes against? That's what we got the Constitution for. It protects your freedom of speech. And so I think this is a slippery slope right here. But go ahead, Marky. Go ahead.
You know, a point you just made, like the fact that they keep saying that they're rounding up terrorists, which I don't believe, because the New York Times came out with an article and said 90% of the Venezuelans on that first flight that they have identified have no criminal record. And Dub, doesn't it amaze you how with all these plainclothes officers walking up and grabbing these quote-unquote terrorists, there haven't been more gunfights? You haven't heard the Trump administration and ICE talk about the dangerous, brave, or the brave officers of ICE facing down these terrorists? They would be putting this. They would be talking about these gunfights all over Fox News, but they're not happening. Like bro, I'm actually really shocked that more people haven't gunned down one of these plainclothes officers that just walk up and grab people. And I saw a video the other day where they what do you say?
I said they don't know it's coming.
Man, listen. And I saw a video the other day. They went up into somebody's house and grabbed his father-in-law. No warrant. They just went up in the man's house.
Was he in the country illegally?
No.
Okay. So hold on. So ICE went and grabbed him, but he wasn't here illegally?
No, he was not.
Okay, you got to show me that one. Send that to me too. You know, we'll play.
I will.
No problem. You know, I ain't got no problem with it.
But Dub, listen. And if you're here illegally, I don't have no problem with you being escorted out this country. If you're not here and you're not profiting to our society, I don't have no problem with that, because I see things like in New York, an illegal immigrant, she got $4,000 in food stamps for all of her kids.
You said
how many kids she has.
You said 4,000?
$4,000
in a month?
This is hearsay. Let me say that. This is hearsay.
Okay, but you brought it up. I'm just saying.
but Mayor Adams also said $6 billion. The state of New York, the city of New York has spent $6 billion on housing and feeding their population, the illegal population that came in after 2021.
That's a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. So I don't got no problem with those folks getting the hell up out of here. But Abrego Garcia, he was a taxpaying citizen. He's been here for over 16 years. He came here when he was a teenager.
Hold on, real quick for the people who don't know, Abrego Garcia. That's I believe, is he from Virginia? I believe
he's from Maryland.
Maryland, Virginia. That's about the same, in my personal opinion. But anyways,
yeah,
but
by way of El Salvador.
And he was the one who was shipped back to the El Salvador, the jail that we covered, El Sonoto or something like that. Yeah.
CCOT.
But go ahead. CCOT, that's what it was, CCOT. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, Kilmar Abrego Garcia, fled El Salvador when he was a young child, when he was 12 years old, I think, with his family. They were trying to get him to join the gangs. They were threatening to assault his mother and his sister. So him and his family up and left. He's been here for 16 years, had no criminal record other than this confidential informant identifying him as a member of a New York chapter of MS-13. The man has never lived in New York. And this report from the officer, which I think he was just straight up racially profiled. They said because he's wearing a Bulls hat and a shirt with money on it, that means he's a high-ranking member. I mean, if that's the case, you could just say that about anybody that likes to wear flashy clothes. So I don't think that shit should have held water. But hey, in two judges' eyes, it did. But overall, it was decided he was not a danger, and that if he was sent back, his life would be in danger. So they put an order in place, and instead they put a withholding order in place, which said that he was not allowed to be deported back, and he got a working permit. And since then, he has been here. He's been checking in with his ISOP agent every single month. There's been no change. Like, this was just wrong. And then the government, what they were supposed to do, if they wanted to deport this man, they were supposed to go to court and contest the withholding order. They didn't do that. They just snatched him up and sent him to a gulag. And they did this to apparently hundreds of other people. If you want to believe the New York Times. So I don't know. This is some scary time. If you diminish the rights of one man, you diminish the rights of all.
Real quick,
we're gonna get into it in this next topic. Go ahead.
Hold on, real quick though. Shout out to my brother Phantom in the building. Shout out to Not Another Boxing Channel presented by
Phantom.
B3 Picks. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to my brother B3. We ain't doing that, man. Y'all look, I don't need to be knowing y'all have beef over here, man. I ain't trying to do all that, but hey, shout out to Phantom, man. That's I ain't got no problem with the brother. Jay.
What happened to him?
Clearly you do, but I ain't mad at you. Shout out to Yo YouTube, my YouTube. Shout out to him, man. Salute, fam. Let me see. D Free said, how do they even know they're not being kidnapped? That look crazy. I agree with that. I agree 100%. You can't just run up on folks like that. And I agree with Marky as well. Oh, I got you. I agree with Marky as well. I'm surprised there ain't been more shootouts because shit, who are these people? They from the photo we just showed, they look like they could have pulled up in a van, stashed in the, could have been a part of the cartel. I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's what it looked like. So shout out to El Pinche in the building, man. Shout out to my sister in the building, man. Angie Baby is in the building. Salute to Angie Baby. Shout out to my brother TD Sports in the building. Salute, fam. Much love and respect. We will be live with
Tommy.
We will be live with TD after this show. I think we'll be starting at 10 over there. So we will be live. And just a continuation of the 24-hour live stream. Shout out to Pittsburgh T in the building. Pittsburgh said, nobody cares. He's in El Salvador where he's from. Do it the right way like they tell all the blacks. I ain't mad at that either. Shout out to my brother Thrill Hill in the building. Salute to Thrill Hill, man. Let me see. Shout out to my brother I Hate Ronnie Bravo. Salute to my brother Ronnie Bravo in the building, man. Me and him possibly the worst judges ever in YouTube boxing debates. So shout out to my brother Ronnie Bravo. Keep going. My apologies for cutting you off.
No, I just respond to Pittsburgh T is you're right. He came here illegally, but guess what? A process has already started for him, and a judge came to the conclusion that he should not be sent back, and an order was put in place. So if they wanted to deport him, they had to contest that order. What they did was illegal.
They just snatched him up and sent him to a foreign country. And Dub, we're gonna get more into we're gonna really see how this impacts us, U.S. citizens. You can go ahead with the I sent you the article.
Do you want to do the article next, or you want to do the Supreme Court ruling?
No, I want to do the article thing. I don't even know if I want to do that Supreme Court ruling.
Well, hold on, what? That was part of it. Okay.
You want to do it?
You just well,
All right.
it don't matter to me. Whatever you want to do is fine with me. You know.
Yeah. But pull up the article.
All right, give me a second. Let me do things the right way. And this one right here. So go ahead.
Yeah, no, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, and this article right here, this really breaks down if you're not doing things correctly, how it can impact even young kids, those type of things. That's really what I got from this article. Let me send it to myself and pull it up. I'll let Marky, if you don't mind, I'll let you read the article. Do you want to read it in its entirety, or you want to just kind of put it together as you go? How you want to do it?
Let's read it.
All right, bet. It's up. I'm pulling it up now. Give me 1 second. Make sure I'm in order. I don't think they can strike me for reading the article. I'm pretty sure we good on that. I'm pretty sure we good.
No,
so
it's educational.
Hey, YouTube, this is for educational purposes only. We don't own the right to this content. We're just trying to provide it for the people. That's all we're trying to do. All right, here we go right here.
Facts for the people.
Can you see it, Marky?
Yes, sir.
Do I need to make it larger? I can make it larger anyways. All right, there we go. So
yeah, go down.
Real quick, the title of the article, judge says 2-year-old U.S. citizen appears to have been deported with no meaningful process. A 2-year-old. Hey, that's scary work right there, in my opinion. Now, I got to say, I haven't read this article yet. Please, well, we're going to see what happens. Go ahead, Marky.
A federal judge is raising alarms that the Trump administration deported a 2-year-old U.S. citizen to Honduras with open quote, no meaningful process, close quote, even as the child's father was frantically petitioning the court to keep her in the country. U.S. District Court Judge Terry Daugherty, a Trump appointee, said the child, identified in court papers by the initials VML, because she's a child,
you gotta protect the children.
Yeah, absolutely. She appeared to have been released to Honduras earlier Friday, along with her Honduran-born mother and sister, who had been detained by immigration officials earlier in the week. Going on, the judge on Friday scheduled a hearing for May 16th, which he said was in the interest of dispelling our strong suspicion that the government just deported a U.S. citizen with no meaningful process. The child, whose redacted U.S. citizen birth certificate was filed in court, showed she was born in New Orleans in 2023. I don't know how to bridge that. She had been with her mother and sister during a regular immigration check-in at the New Orleans Office of Immigration and Customs Enforcement on Tuesday. Officials there detained them and queued them up for deportation. The Trump administration officials said in court that the mother told ICE officials that she wished to take VML with her to Honduras. The file included a handwritten note in Spanish they claimed was written by the mother and confirmed by her intent. But the judge said he had hoped to verify that information. So what the judge saying that is he has no way to verify that. He said, y'all are just handing me a handwritten note in Spanish.
But, okay, so I just want to make sure we get, I got this correctly. So the father is a U.S. citizen. It seemed like the mother and the sister wasn't. And the 2 year, hold up, real quick.
Go ahead. No, I just wanted to correct you about the father.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, from the court documents I've read, I'm not 1,000% sure that he's a U.S. citizen. I think he might be a green card holder, or he might be have a U.S. permit. But I don't think he was born in the country, because they were trying to deport him as well, and they were trying to use the daughter as bait.
All right, now so real quick, but I'm just trying to make sure we get this correct. And like I said, this is why I always like to do it off the cuff, because it gives us more to talk about. And so when they found, and shout out to Dr. Mark in the building, shout out to my brother Kazi in the building. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Kazi and Dr. Mark, man. Salute to both of y'all. Appreciate y'all pulling up. Hope I ain't missed nobody. So the 2-year-old is being deported because she was with her mother and sister who aren't citizens of the country either. And so the mother and sister were being removed back to Honduras. And then, so the 2-year-old was sent with them, correct? Well, according to what's been read so far.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to just be quite honest. This is very hypocritical because when Obama, when Trump had the whole border situation going on, the quote unquote kids in cages, that situation, and they were saying, well, the kids shouldn't be separated from their parents. So are you saying that in this situation, the 2-year-old should have been separated from her parents? Or I don't know if it's a boy or girl.
Yeah.
She should have been separated and sent to what? Put in foster care?
She should have been sent to yes. That's what happens to kids when their parents get taken away or arrested. They go to the States.
But in this situation, her parents are saying, no, I want my child to be with me. According to the note.
The judge has no way of knowing that. Dub. The whole point of what the judge is saying is, how do I know this? The father put in a petition and y'all deported this girl before she could even be presented for a hearing.
But Marky, I'm just saying.
Y'all just handed me a handwritten note in Spanish.
But using common sense, Marky. I'm just saying, common sense. Ain't no way you want a 2-year-old to be sent with relatives. No, I want my child with me.
You want to go? Firstly, do you know if this woman had any money when they sent her back to Honduras?
I don't know what her.
Do you know if she had any papers for this 2-year-old?
We haven't got that far yet. Hold on. We haven't got that far. All I'm saying is at the end of the day,
talking about common sense.
It's not common sense for a parent to want their child with them. That's not common sense.
It's not. No. If I know I don't have no money and I got a 2-year-old and I'm going to a poverty-ridden country with nothing but the clothes on my back, no. I want my child to go where they're going to be safe and they're going to be provided for. That's common sense.
I think you created a scenario. Do you know you don't know the financial situation of the parents, do you?
I know that she's being deported to Honduras.
I didn't ask that. My question was, you don't know the financial situation, do you?
Do I know the fact? No, I don't. I know that the father could afford an immigration lawyer.
Okay, and so my whole thing is that if I'm a parent, I don't want my 2-year-old I want my child living with me. And so let's keep reading. I want you to keep reading. Let's finish the article and then we'll break it all down. We'll discuss it in its entirety.
Keep in mind that wasn't presented to a judge. But anyways.
I'm with you. Well, I think what you said, a quote unquote handwritten document that nobody verified was presented, right? Yeah. The court doesn't know
in Spanish.
Yeah. Hold on, let me see. The government contends that it's okay because the mother wishes that the child be deported with her, but the court doesn't know that. Okay, all right. Go ahead.
And that's scary. To me, that's terrifying. But anyways, we move on and we move forward. This parent made the decision to take the child with them to Honduras. It is common that parents want to be removed with their children. Assistant DHS Secretary Tricia McLaughlin said in a statement, parents are asked if they want to be removed with their children, or ICE will place the children with someone with someone the parent designates. In this case, the parent stated they wanted to be removed with the child. We take responsibility to protect children seriously and will continue to work with the federal law enforcement to ensure that children are safe and protected, she added. The court battle ignited Thursday when lawyers for the family filed an emergency petition in Western District, Louisiana, seeking VML's immediate release
from ICE custody and a declaration that the girl's detention had been unlawful. The petition was filed under the name of Trish Mack, who the lawyers designated had been asked by VML's father to act as the child's custodian and take her home from ICE custody. And just to touch on that for a second, the reason why I think he placed that lady Trish Mack in his place is because he was under threat of deportation. So the lawyer wanted to make it sealed, and in fact, there is a custodian in place for this little girl that is a U.S. citizen who is willing to take her. So
this is where and hold on, I want to finish it. I want to finish the article before we have the conversation about it. So we have all the information from the article. Let me pull it back up. My apologies. All right, here we go. You want to keep going? You want me to take over? It's up to you.
Let me see here. The court no, I got to that.
No.
Lawyers for the girl. Yeah, there we go. Lawyers for the guardian told the court that VML's father had been attempting to contact the girl's mother to discuss plans for their child, but ICE officials denied him the chance to have a substantial phone call. He says ICE allowed the two to speak for about 1 minute on Tuesday while the mother was in ICE custody, but that they were unable to make any meaningful decisions about their child. As a U.S. citizen, VML is likely to have the ability to return to the United States, setting her case apart from the others that have drawn national attention in recent weeks, such as the case of Kilmar Abrego Garcia. The Salvadorian native was deported to a prison in his home country in violation of a 2019 immigration court order. But the Louisiana case is the latest concern by the courts that the Trump administration's rush to carry out deportations is violating due process rights, in this case, the rights of a U.S. citizen child. Doughty said he attempted to investigate the emergency matter himself on Friday, seeking to get VML's mother on the phone to determine whether ICE's representation about her desire to bring VML to Honduras was accurate. The judge said he was independently aware that the plane he believed that was carrying the family was already above the quote Gulf of America. Above the Gulf of America, excuse me. The Trump administration lawyers called the judge back Friday afternoon and said a phone call with the mother would not be possible because she and presumably VML have been released in Honduras, Daughtery wrote. Daughtery then scheduled the May hearing. Daughtery is based in Monroe, Louisiana, about 100 miles north of the staging facility in Alexandria. Yes, a staging facility in Alexandria, where lawyers who filed the petition said they believe the mother and her daughters were held prior to their deportation. Daughtery's sharp criticism of the Trump administration is particularly notable because he issued a series of major decisions in favor of Trump and his allies in recent years, most notably backing conservatives in legal challenges to the Biden administration's effort to rein in what it claimed was misinformation on social media platforms about vaccines and certain politically charged topics. God, Def, you might have to take over for me. I'm sputtering.
I got you. Indeed, some conservatives consider Daughtery so likely to be in their camp that they filed lawsuits in his judicial division in order to have a strong case that would be assigned to him. Even as Daughtery made clear that he was disturbed by the government's actions, in his order Friday, the judge seemed to tip his hat to the president adopting the term Gulf of America for the body of water traditionally known as the Gulf of Mexico. The Department of Justice did not respond to requests for comments. So, Mark, I want you to break it down first. I'm going to give you 5 minutes to go ahead and do it, and then I'll respond accordingly.
This case is truly disturbing. It is a case of tyranny and authoritarianism. I'm going to be breaking down the court documents in a later video, but what I will tell you is this person, Melissa Harper, she's the head of the Office of Refugee refugee placement. I think that's the title of her office. So the lawyer for VML's father, the little girl, the 2-year-old little girl that they deported, they contacted her and actually got a phone call on I think Thursday and said, this is the girl's birth certificate. They sent it to her. Harper confirmed she got it. Harper then said, what's the father's status? And the lawyer refused to answer. That is your Fifth Amendment right. You don't got to answer that question. But as soon as Melissa Harper got proof that little girl was a U.S. citizen, it's not no, and not only that, proof that she's a U.S. citizen and that she has a custodian, it's not no, oh, well, the mother wants to go with her. No, the father has parental rights. And the father gave, and the lawyer made sure that they couldn't deport the father and say, well, there's nobody to contest it. They made sure by making, I think it's Trish Mack is their sister-in-law, and she's a U.S. citizen. They made this lady Trish Mack the little girl's custodian, and they filed with her name on the case. So if the father got deported, Trish Mack was here, and she was a custodian fighting for parental rights. What they did in this case was wrong. And then imagine being that father, and you couldn't give these people more than a minute to talk on the phone. That's crazy to me. How do you make any meaningful plans for your child? How do you even make any meaningful decisions? How do you know this lady even talked to a lawyer before they deported her? That's truly crazy to me. And then people I'm sorry, Dub, I don't agree at all that it's good or that, oh yeah, I want the child to get sent with the mother. I want the child to get sent with me. Not to a place I ran from. Why would I want to take my children to a place that I ran from? That don't make no damn sense. Honduras is has one of the highest poverty rates and one of the highest murder rates in the world. Why would I want to take my children back to that? On top of the fact, the GOP have made it clear they don't want to give a shilling or a dime to any immigrants or illegal immigrants. So do we know if they gave this lady any money when she touched down in Honduras and they threw her kids out on the street? For all we know, this lady don't have no Pampers for this 2-year-old. She doesn't have no lotion, no wipes. We don't know how she's feeding these kids. We don't know if she's finally gotten to a phone or an area where she can contact her husband and maybe he can get some money to her. That is scary. And I try to put myself in that father's place and imagine if that's my wife, or excuse me, if that's my little girl, and they took her, and I'm trying to fight, and I'm panicking and figuring out what to try. I'm trying to figure out what to do. That's crazy. And then I'm just gonna finish off. This lady Melissa Harper, she needs to be if this was a normal administration, she would be fired. And she would be relieved of her command, and I think she would be brought up on charges. Because what she did was wholly illegal. And I'm going to just end off on that. Go ahead, Dub.
So I understand where you're coming from. First thing, Melissa Harper, I'm not familiar with her like that, so don't get me to line about her.
Check my video later.
No, I got you. And y'all make sure I go sub to Marky. Show Marky love. I ain't got no problem with it, and I'm pretty sure you'll break it down. But my thing I'm
gonna get more into Melissa later, Dub.
I got you. Hey, I'll let you cook. All I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, if anybody you should blame is the mother. If anybody, and I'm not even saying to blame her. What I'm saying is as any parent that I know of, hey, yeah, I want my child in the best situation, but at the same time, I don't know what the mother's relationship was with any of these people. I don't know. I don't know any of that information, so I don't want to touch too much on it. But when the mama say, "Nah, I'm taking my daughter with me, my 2-year-old." Was the 2-year-old living with the father? Obviously not.
They were married.
You said they were or weren't?
They were married. In other words, they
got
were
a divorce?
married couple when she got deported. No,
Okay,
they're not divorced. They're currently married.
Okay, cool. So even with that being the case,
He dropped her. And he, my
Hold
bad.
on,
He dropped
Mark,
her off for the appointment.
I gave you
too,
five.
though.
I gave you 5
No,
minutes.
my bad.
brother.
You asked for information. You asked for context. My bad.
So all I'm saying is that yes, the 2-year-old was born here, has every right as an American citizen, and should have due process. At the same time, if the mother is saying, "No, I want to take my child with me," like I don't understand how this is. If the mother would have said something outside of "Yes, I want to take my child with me," and they was like, "Nope, you got to take this child." If that's the case, then I think we would have we could have a good discussion about it. But because the mother, along with the sister, were both being deported, and the mother was like, "You know what? Hey, I'm taking my child with me. I want her to come back to Honduras. If I gotta go, she gotta go. Even though she's an American citizen, I'm not." Hey, that's how I feel about the situation. This is my child, and so all I'm saying is I don't know how egregious. Like you're saying that this is so egregious. It's egregious if, and shout out to the father. I think I do agree with you from the standpoint that it should have been more than a minute. According to the article, they should have had hours to debate and to figure out how we're going to handle this situation. I do agree with that piece of it. The mother made the final call. Is that right, wrong? I would say it's wrong, me personally, because with the father, I think you said he has a green card. With him being here legally at this current moment in time, he hasn't been deported. So at least the article didn't say that. So send it back, send the young lady or the baby back with the father, if that's the case. But for the mother to say, "Nah, I want my daughter to come with me," I think we have to give credence to that piece right there. I think that a lot has to be given to that piece of it because, hey, you want to be with, or you want your children to be with you, and like I said, I don't know their financial situation, but at the same time, I'm invested into my child, right? I'm invested into my son. Me and you were having a conversation. He's sick right now. I was gonna say earlier, shout out to the people with asthma because I had asthma as a kid growing up. My son, I had to get. He just got done with a breathing treatment. But at the same time, I'm gonna fight for mine. I'm gonna fight for it. But I think that's what the mother was doing. She was fighting for her child to be with her. Go ahead.
How do you know that though, Dub? That's my entire
from reading
thing.
the article. I'm only going off the article. Go ahead. My bad. I'll cut you off.
Hold on. The judge did not believe that the note was credible. That's why he wanted to get on the phone with her. That's why you have a court hearing for these types of things. Because the little girl is a U.S. citizen. You don't just deport her. That's just the plain facts. You don't just deport her. And so the judge needed to try and verify this the best way he could because the attorneys for the father is contesting the little girl's rights. And they said, no, this is not, we don't believe that this is a credible note. And since then, they have not been able to get in contact with this lady. Or excuse me, they set a date for, I guess the government is going to try and get her on the phone. But I don't believe, personally, I don't believe it. I don't know why would I trust or believe these people when we see what they doing to kill Mara Abrego Garcia? We see what they did to like hundreds of other people that have no criminal record, and they sent to a gulag, and they did well, I'm gonna get more into it in videos on my channel, but they deported a 4-year-old little boy with cancer. Okay? And this little boy was a U.S. citizen. And the lawyer for the little boy in the States is claiming the mother did not want him to be deported. And another big problem I had, there's no consistency.
There's another case in Arizona. The two parents were deported. They left behind a toddler. The toddler was left with Child Protective Services. So what's the difference in these cases? I'm not understanding. Why was this little girl deported? And my biggest issue, again, with this case is, I think, and I'm going to get more into it in the court documents, I think it was done with malice. I think it was done very intentionally by this person, Melissa Harper, because she confirmed and acknowledged that this little girl is a U.S. citizen and that there was an emergency petition in court to try and stop them from deporting her along with her mother and sister. And then the next big problem I have, Dub, lastly, you only let, you claim she wants to be sent, well, again, we claim that the mother wanted to wanted the daughter to be sent with her.
I'm not claiming anything.
Okay,
I'm just going off the article. I'm just going off the article.
Right. I feel like you're making a point or a case for that argument. But either which way, even if that is the case, that the mother wanted the daughter to go with her, I mean, she only got to talk to her husband for 1 minute. She probably didn't get to speak to her lawyer. Bro, she did not have no meaningful information as to what could happen for her daughter or what might have been going on with her husband. She don't know if maybe they snatched up her husband. So no, I don't take that to be valid. I don't think that and I don't think that this is a good process. Point blank and I don't think this is a good process. Bringing a handwritten note to court and then claiming, yeah, she wanted the little girl to be deported. And you didn't even give this little girl a hearing. You didn't allow her to be presented before a judge. Y'all are sick. To me. Not you, Dub, right now. I'm talking about this orange man and his administration. I think they sick.
Amazing. Real quick, I want to get, because hey, the people want to get up here and chat with you about this one now, Marky. So before and I love this conversation. You know how I am. Real quick, shout out to K Savoy in the building. Salute to my brother K Savoy. You know what I'm saying? I know Texas G. I know it's a fight card on, but we ain't running it yet. Kaji, I see you in the background. You know you got special rights around here sometimes, so I can't bring you on just yet. I want to get to the last, well, not even the last topic. Okay, I got you, Kaji. Let me see. I want to get to the last one from you, and then I only got two. I got two questions for you. After that, say it again.
The video.
Well,
I'm trying to find the Doge budget video.
Well, okay. So real quick, getting into and you said you didn't really want to do the Supreme Court topic, right? Or do you want to?
Nah, not really.
All right.
I'm trying to find it's the Doge budget video. We can talk about that.
We can get there in a second, but I'm gonna just say this. I'm gonna say this right here. I got two questions for you, Mark. I got two questions for you, and I'm gonna just be. So the first question is what's your thoughts on Trump's first 100 days?
I think it's a lot of bluster and blowhard, and just a question mark. That's all I could really give it. If I had to give it a grade, I mean, I guess I give it a C- because even while I don't think a lot of what he's doing is good, I will give him credit in that one, he is getting control of the border. Two, he said he was gonna he ran on tariffs, and even though I think this policy is terrible, I will give him credit. He's doing what he said he was gonna do, even if I think it's done in a very nonsensical and ham-fisted way. But what else can I give Trump credit on?
Forget the credit. I'm just saying.
He ran on
forget the credit. I don't want you to focus on just giving him criticize the man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got no problem with you criticizing him. I'm just asking what you think about the first 100 days in general. You don't have to give them credit for anything. If you want to just critique them,
I think the tariffs are absolutely stupid and nonsensical. There was no reason to put tariffs on Canada or Britain. We have trade surpluses with these people. 145% tariffs on China. This is going to kill a lot of people over here, or unalive, excuse me. This is going to unalive a lot of businesses that rely on auto parts, that rely on rubber. It's over for them. And toy makers, people, or pencils for the lead from pencils and the wood. What else do we get for it? We get concrete from freaking Canada. So, and that's something that's impacting business down here because construction is getting more expensive. But overall, what else? I just went over his attack on the judiciary. I think it's been terrible. I am honestly terrified. I think we are this close to a constitutional crisis where Trump and his authoritarian Gestapo impersonator, Stephen Miller, they make a move to arrest the Supreme Court justices or do something wild like that, because I don't know, they just keep hinting at it. And then on top of the fact, they've already arrested 2 circuit court judges, one of which I do think I actually want to hear the facts of that case, because that judge may have been out of order. I will give him credit for that. May have been out of order. She might have been out of order.
That was going to be my second question. I was going to ask about that, but you answered it right there. But go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, she might have been out of order. I don't know. It's telling somebody, hey, what they said, she told them go out this door.
Yeah, hey, snuck them out the back door. I said, God, no.
I don't know. Like, is that legal? All she said was, go out this door.
Man, if me and you was in custody, she ain't telling us to go out the back door.
I mean, hey. Apparently, somebody apparently another federal judge felt it was credible enough to put out a warrant for this judge. Now, the second one, I ain't too sure about. But overall, I am not very happy with Trump. First 100 days. If you look at the polling, Trump is pretty much underwater. He's lower than his own first 100 days for Trump 1.0.
So, Marky, let me know real quick. We are an hour into the show. We are an hour into the 24 hours, man. We are an hour into the 24 hours. So let me know, is there anything else that you want to throw out before I drop the link? The people, they want to come give their opinion, and hey, I think it's going to be a good conversation for the next hour. When we drop the link, I will say, man, y'all make sure y'all in order. We're going to run this thing the right way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to let everybody get their bars off. Me and Marky, like, y'all, we had a little timer system going, and I told Mark, I said, man, I want you to cook, really. You know what I'm saying? And so when you get up here, all I'm going to say is when things get out of order, I'm going to start putting y'all Negroes on timer systems. That's what we're going to have to do if y'all out of order. But I think that
bring them up.
I think the majority of y'all going to be in order, so I don't think we're going to have to get to that point. But we good with dropping the link, Marky?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess a bet. Give me a second. We're going to drop the link. Let me do things the right way. And, man, I want to hear what the people are saying. Because I think, Marky, I thought you brought up some great points. I disagree to some degree with them, but I do always say, at the end of the day, man, you got to have due process. You got to let things play out before you just go do things. And, man, we got my brother in the building, man. Some people call him Free. Some people call him Free Leo. I call him the master. I call him the master debater, man. Not the masturbator.
Hey, yo.
Not the masturbator, but the master debater.
No,
shout out to my brother Free in the building. D Free, man, what's going on, fam?
What's good?
What's your thoughts on what you've been, and you've been in the chat, I see, what's your thoughts on what you've been hearing up here so far from me and Marky?
Yeah, I think the whole thing is crazy. But you got to understand, a mother is being deported. She has her child with her. She want her child with her because she don't know what's going to happen to her child. They taking her to another country and they taking her child. It's not a guarantee that child is going to get back to its father. It's not a guarantee of anything. All she knows is they taking her and they moving her to another country, and her child is being taken from her. So the common sense to make is, I want to take my child with me. At least I know my child is safe. I don't know if they're going to deliver my child back to their rightful father. They could put that child in a foster home or whatever have you. She don't know what's going on. This is a very stressful moment at that time. So you got a 2-year-old child with you. You're being sent out of the country, and they saying, we're going to take your child. The first thing you're going to say is, no, you're not. I'm taking my child with me. You're not taking my child from me. So I don't feel like the mother was wrong. What I feel is they rushed the situation and they didn't let the due process play out. Because if they would have let the due process play out, that child would have went rightfully with the father, and the mother would have been sent back until she got her stuff in order to get back to her family. So I think they rushed the situation, but I don't fault the mother for wanting to take her child, because she don't know what's going to happen to her child once she get on that plane.
And real quick, for just responding to your point, and I gotta bring my brother Sombrero. I gotta bring my brother Sombrero in here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to BVO. My thing is look, they should have brought everybody together and had a meeting with the judge there, everybody, to say how this thing is gonna be handled with this 2-year-old. Let everybody get their points off, and let's have a straight up discussion, because that whole thing of, and I understand it, and I understand the mother side of it, I understand the father side of it, but there is due process for this child that was born in the U.S. that's a U.S. citizen. I believe the only U.S. citizen that's being discussed as far as the family goes. And so, regardless of how she is, if the father is willing to put the money,
the custodian.
No. When I say the family, hold on. When I say the family, I'm talking about the mother. I'm talking about the nuclear family, the mother, the father, the sister. You know what I'm saying? Those are the only people that I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the aunties and the custodian or the lawyer. I'm not talking about those people. All I'm saying is, I do think that everybody should have been put in a room together and said, okay, these two are getting deported. Father, you here on the green card, you good. So are you taking custody of this child? Do you and the mother have a problem with what's going on there? All I'm saying is if all these folk weren't let into the country, it wouldn't even been a problem. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. And so we're going to get to that in a second, but we got my brother Sombrero, aka BVO Sports TV. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to BVO. Doing a hell of a job over there. Some big interviews coming with BVO. And so, BVO, man, what's your thoughts? First off, welcome to the panel. What's your thoughts on this whole situation as far as this 2-year-old go?
Hey, let me, as my man Varnell Hill say, let me make sure I'm in order, man. Shout out to West Indian Market, man, fresh out the sugarcane fields. and my favorite guy, man, D Free, man. You know, he's from a small place called Fresh Up a Cop's Ass. So shout out to my man Free, man. Because he said you always getting homesick. So you gotta be careful with him. But what's going on is right. I'm gonna be like my man Charleston White and say, man, fuck that baby.
Lord.
I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because
wait a minute, man.
Hold on. I thought I could finish. I thought we could.
This is outrageous.
You can say anything, but you can't say fuck the 2-year-old. You can't say that.
Okay. Well, after mama, how's that? My thing is this.
Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
My bad. Hey, look, he catch us with the no Diddy all the time, so we gotta catch him sometime. Go ahead, BVO.
So what I'll say is, no one has mercy for blacks when we demand our justice. No one has anything for blacks when our women are getting, taken advantage of. No one has anything for us. So I'm so tired of having to always care about people who could care less about me. Young man lost his life because of cowardice. Didn't want to understand that, hey, you ain't got to give deadly force. You could have shot the nigga. So you think I'm going to care about a 2-year-old? We don't care about Americans right here at home? I'm having the same conversation that Muhammad had. The same conversation my grandmother, my Aunt Pearl, my Aunt Amy, they all had the same conversations, man. My Uncle Julius. These are conversations they used to say, like, nothing ever changes for blacks, but we're supposed to care about everybody else. So again, fuck that baby and get him out of here, because I want justice for the young man in Cincinnati who lost his life. I want justice to where we can actually walk down the street without being weaponed up, as Roy Jones would say. So this is one of the things where it's near and dear to my heart, man. And as far as Trump's first 100 days, it's been like it always is every other 100 days. Nothing got done but what he wanted. But I will give Trump this. He gave the American people exactly what they wanted. They wanted authoritarian, they got it. The problem with America has always been, you try to solve issues with fascism.
Hold on, Marky.
That's the problem.
Marky, calm down.
That's the problem. That's the problem with America. We got to stop trying to solve issues with fascism. I don't think Trump's a fascist. I think the people around him is. And I just think Trump, to me, I think he's a good man. Because I'm not going to forget, Trump the same guy that paid for Jesse Jackson to run back in '84. So I'm not going to poo-poo on him. I'm just saying I hope that our dear president does a better job. Because guess what? As a Christian, man, I'm compelled to pray for our leaders, man. When we was all growing up in the church, most of us grew up in the church. What they said, we're going to pray for our leaders. So I'm not here to tear him down. I'm not here to speak down on him. I'm praying for Trump. I'm praying for his wife. I'm praying for my nigga Barron. And I hope that he makes some better decisions the next 100 days. That's all I can say, and I'm done.
Hey, real quick, man. Shout out to my sister Cassandra in the building, man. Salute to Cassandra. Marky, go ahead.
We call Cassandra Candy, man. Shout out to Cassandra. Hey, that's that candy rain right there.
Marky,
my love.
Marky, I heard you laughing when BVO was talking. Go ahead. What respond to Free BVO? Go ahead.
No, I mean I agree with Free, and that was really my point. Even if that was the case that the mother did say she wanted the child to go with her, she did not have meaningful time to make it, or she didn't have any meaningful information or time to speak to a lawyer or speak to the father to make a decision if she wanted the child to go with to go with her to Honduras. Because I agree. I mean, they just snatched me up and they throw me and my kids in a jail cell, and I don't really know what's going on. I only get to talk to my my partner for a minute after a whole week. I mean, yeah, I'd probably, under those circumstances, I'd probably take my child with me too, if I couldn't guarantee that they would be getting to a custodian or a safe place. But yeah, that was just my whole point. It was wholly wrong. And then with BVO, I mean, I'm not surprised. I mean, BVO is just submitting. He's submitting to the authoritarian. He's submitting to the fascists. He's saying he doesn't care if kids get abused, or he doesn't care if U.S. citizens have their rights abused. So, and he's a goddamn racist. I've known that for many years.
Hold
on, man.
I want to run.
Man, you out of order, man. You can't call him.
He ain't say nothing when he was talking about.
Let me just say this, brother Doug.
Hold on. We gotta be in order. Let Marky finish. Let him finish.
You out of order, Doug.
No, you out of order, man. You called the man a racist.
Cause he is.
Teofimo Lopez is a racist. Ryan Garcia is a racist. BVO.
This man don't get to tell me that I gotta go back to the sugarcane field.
Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
The fuck is wrong with you people? Who raised you?
You out of order, man. Shout out to my brother. Go ahead, Marky.
I want to say some things about you too, but I feel like you're being an authoritarian with this button system. But anyways,
hey, you can say whatever you want to say about me. I'm just gonna tell you, and when it come down the pipe, just take it on the chin. That's it. Hey, you can say whatever you want to say about me.
All right, but anyway,
matter of fact, get what I'm gonna say about you.
No, he needs to know. He needs to know. He's always crying.
Stop crying, nigga. No, that's my brother.
He needs to know.
Hey, Marky is my brother. So
too early to be out of order, y'all. It's too early.
Hey, y'all don't want to hear it.
I'm gonna be out of order for 24 hours. So who can? What you want from me? I don't know what y'all want from me. I'm gonna be out of order anyways. Because I do my best.
I try my best to tell the truth. People don't like my style, my delivery. But you ain't catching half and lie.
That's it. So hey, it is what it is. Go ahead, Marky.
Yeah, thank you. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, BVO is submitting to the authoritarian. He is he's putting on his Hitler excuse me, let me not say that, but he's putting on his Trump hat, his orange man uniform. And yeah, he's getting in line like a good boy. But on a serious note, I mean, nah, I ain't gonna say fuck the 2-year-old. I mean, like,
I'm not saying none of that. I'm not saying none of that.
Yeah, no, I don't think, and respectfully, I don't think white people, I don't think Spanish people, Latino, when Emmett Till got murdered, I don't think those groups of people said, man, fuck that little boy. I think globally, everybody was outraged. That got global attention. So I don't think that we as black people should stand down and say, oh well, because we've had atrocities happen to us, we should stand down and let this happen to other people. That's the opening the door for it to happen to us. Because who do you think they're gonna come after next? After the fucking brown people, the black people. Like that's just common sense by itself.
But Marky, I will say, and I do agree. I can't say, and I gotta let BVO respond to this, but I can't say fuck the kids. If anything, the kids are the ones that we here to protect. You know what I'm saying? And so now I have a problem with the way all this happened. I still don't know enough facts about this whole situation to say, because the same way I can't say fuck the kids, I can't say that this mom don't have the right to say, no, I want my child with me. I can't say that, because think about this child. Hold on, let me finish. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to premise the question to you. Under those circumstances, do you think that they followed the law, or what they did was right and lawful? To not allow this mother to have the information to make the correct decision. Did they let her talk to a lawyer? Did they put this girl in front of a judge?
I don't know that to be true. I don't know that they didn't let her talk to a lawyer.
Well, I'll show you the court documents. They did not let her talk to a lawyer.
Okay, if you're saying that they didn't,
they picked up the mother on Tuesday. They deported her on Friday. And between that, they didn't let her talk to a lawyer at all. They just let the father talk to her once for 1 minute on the phone, and they snatched the phone out of her hand. Like
I can't speak to I can't speak to that, but BVO, go ahead and respond.
First, let me say this. When I say after baby, I was saying that more for shock value. I think this is a very serious situation. I'm in a place where a young man named Tamir Rice was gunned down by the police. Jasmine Tucker, a guy I know personally, I know his grandfather, him and my father, ran around, back in the day when my dad first came to Cleveland. So I've had firsthand experience of seeing how there is no love, there's no understanding for young black men and women, especially our children. They unalive our children at alarming rates. No one says anything. They say, oh, he's a thug, he's a gangster, he had a weapon. The fact is, where is the grace for our children? So excuse me for getting to the place where I don't have much grace when they have no grace for children that look like me. I remember one thing, and I'll never forget this, when Obama said this, when Trayvon Martin died. He said, he looked like a guy that could have been my son. And I think if we honestly think about what's going on, the violence for all those Uncle Toms and people who talk crazy about BBO, when we talk to the important people that matter, BBO is bringing it right to their front door. Uncle Stitch said it best. I love the kids. I don't know why they want to kill each other. I don't know why. We all heard Uncle Stitch say that. So there's something going on for us as a people where we are not respecting our own lives, but we always got so much respect, love, and adoration for everybody else's life. When I go to these, when I went to a protest, a friend of mine, Jalen Walker, got killed. So all these clowns who don't know what they're talking about. When my homeboy Jalen Walker got killed, guess what? It was more white people there than it was black people there. I want people to understand that blacks don't care enough about blacks. That's what we're dealing with. So then when we come into somebody else, all of a sudden we up in arms into somebody else. But can we give a damn about our own people first? Every community cares about their own but ours. Let's stop seeing these black kids die on TV, and then any Uncle Tom or Bedwitch that want to come for me, you tell me something then. Bring Jasmine Tucker back. Bring Tamir Rice back. Bring Trayvon Martin back. These kids keep getting murdered. You talking about somebody getting deported. I'm not worried about that baby. What about the black babies that die every day? That's all I'm saying. And you call me Uncle Tom, you a piece of shit for saying that, Mark. All I can tell you is this: he's the president for the next 4 years. What can I do other than support the man that's in office? That's stupid of me to not support the man that controls the future of the country that I love. We built this. Benjamin Banneker, people like them, man. We built this country, man. This is our place. Of course, I want to see America do well. So, of course, I'm going to pray for my leaders. And at the end of the day, no one's perfect. No one's perfect. Only person that was perfect died 2,000 years ago. So you can say what you want, but at the end of the day, I think as a collective, we got to care about our own children first. That's all I got on that, Mark.
BBO, I have a question for you. And I ask you this respectfully. Isn't your wife from the Dominican Republic?
What does that mean? Why does that matter?
No, I'm just asking a question. I said respectfully. I'm just asking him a question.
Here we go. Go ahead, BBO.
Hey, and my wife is darker than you.
I don't
take offense to this. I don't take offense to it because guess what? Unlike others, I don't sleep white and talk black. My wife is black as they come. You can call it something you want. She got dropped off first. D. Freeze black as the night, and he a Puerto Rican. They just got dropped off first. That's all it is.
I know where Marky's going with it. He taking it the wrong way.
That's not why. Exactly. Yeah, that's not why I asked her that. She was born in the Dominican Republic and she came here, correct? Well, let's live in a scenario. Well, you know, I'm not even gonna go there. My whole point is, I just think you should have more empathy for people. That's point blank and period. Like I don't know how you could say, like, anytime I see a child get killed, that I hurt. Like I think that's wrong. Like when I saw that white kid got stabbed to death by that black kid, like I thought, like, damn, like I really tried to avoid that story, and then people just made it so political. And I knew that was gonna happen, and the real tragedy of a kid getting killed gets lost in that. So I don't know. I just think you should have more empathy for people. I mean, this 2-year-old, she got her rights abused. And if
where is the empathy?
If it could happen to that 2-year-old little girl, it could happen to anybody's 2-year-old little girl.
Bro, where is the empathy, man? I'm just telling you, Jasmine Tucker was being a little kid. He was messing around with a pop gun, and the police gunned him down. A young lady, 11 years old, just got handcuffed here in Cleveland, and then the police said, we didn't mean to handcuff her. We thought we had the wrong person. What I'm saying is, I get what you mean, Mark, and I'm not saying it out of hate, malice, anything. I'm saying, where is the love? Where is the care? Where is the grace for our children? That's all I'm saying. I'm so tired of blacks we always defending everybody else. We got to take care of ourselves here at home. Here at home, we still deny justice. Here at home, we still got issues when we trying to sell a house. We getting 50% less than our counterparts when we sell a home. These are facts. These aren't things we making up. Out of all the black people that's in America, we own less than 1%. 0.5% of all the wealth are in the hands of blacks. Only 5%, the lowest in this country, the country that we helped build. The only reason America was able to grow as fast as it did is because it had free labor in the South with the cash crop like cotton. That's why we grew so fast to become a superpower. If you look at movies like Sinners, what was Sinners telling you about? The reason the Chinese, the reason the Germans all came, they needed somebody to pick cotton because we wasn't doing it for free no more. Sharecroppers. We were sharecroppers, which was another form of slavery. Now we got the industrial complex of prison reform. We got all this crazy crap we talking about, and nobody cares about black people or black children, man. So I don't give a damn about nobody trying to tell me to care about somebody else, man. I don't give a damn about blacks, man. I'm tired of it. That's just me. Excuse my passion. I'm sorry. This is very passionate to me. I'm tired of seeing so many black kids dying because a cop said, "Oh, I made a mistake." Oops. Guy down in Cincinnati, he unalive a kid. This guy go run the police down, run up officer down, and now they got 50 cops in there. Won't even let him see his family. We want to mourn everybody else, but nobody wants to mourn when black people cry, when black people go through things. We talking about the same stuff Muhammad Ali was talking about, the same stuff my grandma was talking about when she came to Arkansas from Cleveland. You know why BVO's family is in Arkansas? Because my great uncle got lynched. So I don't got time for the BS, man. That's a lot of that stuff is all freaking talk, man. Niggas do too much talking and look at what's going on. We ain't got no wealth, we ain't got no protection, but we want to worry about everybody else but blacks, man. Black people got to take care of themselves. White people can't give us the issues. They can't fix our issues. They cannot. We can only fix them ourselves, man. We got the worst school systems. We got the worst. How many of us that have done well live in black neighborhoods? Because it's too dangerous. Why are our seniors scared of their grandchildren? I can go all day about that. My bad.
Hold on, real quick. Hold on, I got it. I got to get my brother Free back in here. But before I go to Free, we got one of the great brothers, man, in the building, and this is my brother right here. Shout out to DP Rocker pulling up on us, and he said, "I got something to say about this shit." DP, man, welcome to the show, man. The floor is yours.
What's up, fellas? What's up, man? I was just checking the temperature of the room. To that situation in Cincinnati, I'm down here.
I was about to ask you about that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my family know dude, and he snapped, man, and it's been all over the local news down here. I don't know the whole story of it. My sister had to fill me in on it, but dude basically just snapped, and I don't know if it's deliberate or not. Like I said, I wasn't trying to follow the story or whatever, but to what y'all saying, man, I understand Marky's points and I understand BVO's points, man. It's kind of hard to balance the two, man, and then our people are the ones that's getting murdered down, and then you say we should feel sorry for other people. I'm 50 years old, man, and I done seen the Rodney King beatings. I done seen one of my homeboys down here back in 95. I don't want to put his name out there, but he got maced downtown in Cincinnati, man. The Cincinnati police maced him. And just, and just did him wrong, man. And he was just walking downtown and doing nothing. And we always getting picked out of for my bad, man. Wrong guy. You know what I'm saying? Stop and frisk. I got pulled over, so many times just driving while black. And you know what I'm saying? And having a young lady next to me, she didn't know what was going on. It's just DWB. So I understand the frustration, man, what's going on both sides. Because I've been there. I've been that young guy before. I've been, like I said, I'm on the older side now of seeing things, what's going on. But it's kind of hard to feel sorry for them, man. And then we the ones that still going through it. We still going through it. So when you start naming off names like Tamir Rice and Sandra Bland and Philando Castile, and you know what I'm saying? And then all these cops are getting acquitted. It's hard. It's hard. But to Marky's point, I understand where you're coming from, brother. I do. You know, you want to have compassion, man, but where's the compassion when the little white lady sit up there and call an autistic baby a fucking nigger? You know, and it's this, and they don't even care if you pull cameras out on their ass nowadays. They don't care. They like, fuck it, you know, we're going viral, and they started GoFundMe for her.
Yeah, no, that shit pissed
But
me off.
y'all cook, man. That's you know, I just wanted to chime in on that, man. You know, y'all go ahead and cook.
Hey DP, let me ask you a serious question, man, and this is just me being honest. When you now this is just you being you down in Cincinnati, right?
Yes, sir.
And you see how which was never the case. You see all the new unalivements in Cincinnati. These young boys laying each other down like they playing Halo or something. You know what? You know the sad thing about it is, those young boys passing away mean nothing. A 2-year-old means more than them. And I ask you this, DP, right. How sad is it that when we went to the Pacific Trade Union in 2019, the Chinese said the black man can't walk down the streets of his own country without being harassed. When the doggone chink said that to get at Trump, because Trump was trying to get them for they unfortunately they do bad things to Muslim people in their country.
The Uyghurs.
Yeah, they do a bunch of bad things to them, and the fact that we always as blacks could never have the nuts, the gall, and that's what part that pains me. We always got to be subservient, or we always got to play this role. And I'm gonna ask you this, DP, because you seem like a strong black man. Did you ever think it'd be a day when you seen a heterosexual black man be demasculated the way he has been?
No, because I grew up with a father in a household. No, but I will say this, BVO, it was all part of the design. My grandmother told me this years ago, and she was born in 1919. She passed away now. It was part of the design to take the black man out of the house, because you want the woman to raise the kids. So they kind of, you know, make them sissies or sensitive, you know, so they can be soft nowadays. This is what we're seeing now. And, you know, D-Free probably the closest to my age, so he can relate to this. I grew up with a father, man, I was more scared of my father than the police, bro. And God rest his soul to this day. So I kind of instilled that in my daughter and my grandson now. You know what I'm saying? So it's things that I'm gonna have to teach him, that how I grew up, because I don't want him to fall into that trap. It's all a design, BVO. It's all a design, brother. And you up there in Cleveland, man, and I know what's going on up there, because, you know, we 4 hours away. You know, I know, just like I'm backdoor, you backdoor, we know what's going on, but it's all across the world, man. It's a part of the design to take the black man out the house. That's why there are no more strong black men. We need to step up and do what we need to do for ours.
DP, me and you in Ohio, we got the most missing children in the Western Hemisphere. And 85% of them are black. We got and this is not me making it up. Look at the Wall Street Journal. See, that's what BVO do. BVO bring you facts. I don't bring you that shuck and jive and BS. I'm bringing you facts. We got the most missing children per capita in the Western Hemisphere in Ohio. And 85% of those kids are black, and nobody cares. And you want to tell me about a 2-year-old? Make me want to punch you right in the mouth, man. Screw that crap, man. Care about black people, man. Give a damn about blacks, man. I'm tired of them beating us, robbing us, lynching us. Man, they would put us on spics, DP, and they would wind the spics till all the water came out of our body. They would make shoes and furniture out of. You can get shoes now that feel like human skin. Where they get that from? They used to skin us and make shoes and clothes out of us. So when Marky come with that bullshit, it just pissed me off, man. I'm sorry, man. That stuff pisses me off, man.
But here's the thing, though, man. And it's not no bullshit. Hold
on, real quick. We gotta have order. Let me allow, and I say this respectfully. I said after DP got up here rocking, I was gonna get Free in here. Free, go ahead, and then I gotta get brother Marky Dan back in here, because BVO done talked a lot of shit about Marky Dan. And I say that respectfully. He got order for that. But I ain't mad at it. This is how the panels go. Go ahead, Free. Then we going to Marky Dan. And real quick, Free, before you go, I got my brother in the building. We coming to him right after Marky Dan. Pittsburgh T is in the building. We know he gonna come teach as well. So we going D Free. We going Marky. We going Pittsburgh. Then we gonna open this thing back up.
All right. Well, I mean, what I'm about to say might not rub people the right way. I hear what BBO's saying. I agree with most of what BBO is saying. The problem that I have with what BBO is saying, I hear a lot of other people say the same thing. The problem that I have with what BBO is saying is those ones that's saying the same thing are the same ones that ain't doing anything. It's good to talk about it, but if you're not, what are you doing to change anything? Are you out here talking to the youth in the community? Are you out here doing things with the youth in the community? If you're not doing nothing, you're just going about with your life. What's the point of talking about it if you're not doing anything to change it? Because a lot of these young people doing the things that they're doing is because they don't have role models. They don't have a strong black man that's able to stand there and talk to them and give them the right things to do. They so used to dealing with people in the street because those are the ones that's always around them. So if you're not taking time out to deal with these youth, it falls on deaf ears because you can talk until you blue in the face. But if you're not doing anything to show them something better, they don't care what you got to say. If you're not taking time out to play basketball with them or take them out on invite them to a cookout or whatever have you, they don't care what you got to say. You're not showing them anything. You just talking. You just another man on the street talking. So you gotta be willing to do something about it. Because like I said, I deal with young people all the time, every single day. And I got more respect from young people on the street than I do than a lot of guys that know me personally. Because these young people see what I do every day and I talk to them every single day. I could go right down my old neighborhood that I haven't been in over 25 years. And they be like, hey, they go D Free right there. Or they don't call me D Free. But they be like, they go Freeman right there. Yeah, y'all show him respect. That's the OG. Y'all show him respect. He don't bother nobody. He just gonna make sure everybody's straight. I do that all the time. I walk around my old neighborhoods on a regular basis. And most people, they see me when I used to be on the live with Clarence. I be walking through DC by myself. No uniform on, no nothing. I'm walking through DC. I'm in DC every single day. There's not a single time that I'm not in DC. Only time I'm not in DC when I'm at home because I don't live in DC. But other than that, I'm in DC every day. So if you're not doing anything with the community to try to change it, what's the purpose of talking about it? What's the purpose of getting mad about it if you're not doing anything? I'm not saying BBO is not doing anything. I'm just saying for people that I hear say that. For a lot of people I hear say that, but they're the same ones that's not doing anything to change anyway. So you got to understand, because another thing that we got to understand, a lot of these people, when they get stopped by the police, because they don't have respect for the police, they come off the wrong way towards the police. You got to understand, a lot of these police officers, they're guys. Those are guys that might have been bullied in school, might have had all types of things. You don't know what's going on in this person's life. You don't know what's going on in his history. That has a badge and a gun for a reason. And if he at any time he feels like his life is threatened, he can use his weapon. That's automatically. If he feels like, all he got to do is say, I felt like my life was threatened. It's your word versus his. And I tell people all the time, if you get stopped, just follow what they tell you to do. If they're wrong, okay, they're wrong. But they have the right of way. You don't. You can, as long as you know your rights, you can stand on your rights, and then you can file a case against them. But at that moment, they have the right of way. Follow what they're doing. Don't give them a reason to make you a news topic. Don't give them a reason to make you a news topic. Follow what they're doing. If they ask you to, let me see your license and registration. Boom. Matter of fact, you get pulled up, you have your license and registration out because you know they're going to ask for it. Have it already out. So as soon as they ask for it, you just hand it right over to them. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Let them know, hey, I don't have any weapons in here. My hands is on the steering wheel. You can see them. Do you need me to step out and search my car? Now, if you're doing something wrong, of course you ain't going to want to do that. But if you're on the right path and you're not doing anything wrong, why would you give them a reason to think otherwise? If they pulled you over wrongly, so be it. What bad is it going to be? You rather go through an argument and possibly making the situation worse, or just dealing with the lower hassle and get it over with and say, man, that was a bull. Which one you rather do? I'd rather just get it over with and keep it going by my day than to make it a bad situation worse, because you don't know how that situation will turn out when you make it worse. So I just tell a lot of people, if you know your rights, that's the first thing you need to do. You need to learn your rights. Most people don't know their rights. They know the First Amendment and the Fifth Amendment. Most people don't know their rights. Know your rights and just follow what they're asking you to do. If you're not doing anything wrong, it shouldn't be a problem. That's all it is.
Real spirit.
No, I agree with that.
Real spirit.
Oh, my bad. Real quick, I want to go to my brother Marky. Then I want to go to Pittsburgh. Then I got to get my brother Hot Rod in here. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I got a hard stop at 10:05 because we 24 hours, so we may pick this same conversation back up a little later. But I do have a hard stop at 10:05 to go right with my brother TD and simulcast with him. And so, Marky, you don't. BVO done came at you a little bit. I don't think Free really came at you, but respond accordingly. Then we got to get Pittsburgh in here. Then we got to get Hot Rod in here. Go ahead, Marky. Then.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, I'm gonna jump back in the chat, fellas. I'm at work, man. I just wanted to salute.
Hey man, I appreciate you pulling up. Hey DP, you know it ain't nothing but love, my brother. You know it ain't nothing but love. So,
yeah, I'm gonna try to jump back on later, man. Dub, I need to get your number too, man. Hit up Quee, man. Shout out to Quee, man. I need to get your number.
Oh, absolutely, bro. We'll make it happen. We'll make it happen.
Okay, I'm in the chat, y'all. Salute.
Much love to my brother DP, man. Salute to Cincinnati. Go ahead, Marky. Respond accordingly. Go ahead.
I feel like we've gotten off course, but I'm not opposed to it because I like a lot of what I've heard. I think what Free said was really good, and I agree with a lot of what BVO said, but I'm just of the opinion that I can walk and chew gum at the same time. I can I can talk about Tamir Rice. I can say that I can give my opinion that Trayvon Martin, the what's his name, Zimmerman, Zimmerman, he should have been found guilty. I can give that opinion. I can protest. I can do all of that, and I could say that what happened to this little girl was wrong. And what you said at the end, I also agree. They made shoes out of black people. They used to hang black people from trees. They used to burn black people on top of crosses, and they used to go and the same way how they do it to some of these migrants. They would snatch black people off the road and they would murder them. They would go in black people's homes and murder them. That's all. That's nothing new. That's not new information. But when you don't fight for this little girl's rights, when you don't fight for Kilmar Abrego Garcia's rights, I feel like you back up the door to do all of that. What's to stop them from murdering somebody and then shipping the remains out of the country and saying, "Well, there's nothing we can do about it, Your Honor.
Man,
you can't bring back the evidence."
To the extreme, bro.
No, I'm not taking this shit. That's real. Hey, we don't know. We no longer have the remains, or we no longer have the quote unquote person. We can't confirm life. What do you want us to do? He's in El Salvador in prison, Your Honor. So that I'm just of that opinion. I can care about both at the same time. I can care about my own people, and I can look at this situation and say that not this little girl, she's one of us. I mean, she's a U.S. citizen. Straight up.
Hold on.
I can talk about. No, I was just gonna repeat it. I can talk about both at the same time.
But hold on, let me get Pittsburgh. Let me get Pittsburgh in here. Then let me get Hot Rod in here. Pittsburgh T, man, welcome to the panel. You done heard us up here cooking, man. Hey, give me your opening statement. Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. We got about 15 to 30 minutes on this motherfucker before I switch topics. But give me your opening statements, and break it down for us.
Okay. Salute to everybody up there, everybody listening. None of this stuff is new. I think the news cycle has made people hyper focused on this stuff. Like all of this stuff is unbelievable. Like, and I think the problem is to what BBO was alluding to. Like the American citizens that are black been getting foot in their butt since we've been here, and even up until now, with the Tyree Nichols case, where all them cops got acquitted, and you don't hear no outrage for that. This little girl in the situation with this little girl, it irks a lot of people because it's a bad comparison. Because the mother decided to take that child back to the country that she came from. The government didn't do that, and the government has always honored the wishes of parents when it came to illegal immigrants. One of the most famous cases that we had was in the year 2000 with Elian Gonzalez when he came over on the boat. And for people who don't know, the mother and the son got on the boat from Cuba, floated over here. The mother died. The little boy was like 5 years old. They let him come into this country. They gave him one of them orders for him to stay with his family that was here. The father that was in Cuba petitioned the court to get the child back. The family didn't want to give him back. They end up doing a raid on the house like early in the morning, got the kid and sent them back to Cuba. People are all outraged. I say all that to say that we've always honored the wishes of parents when it comes to those situations. The United States government never makes those decisions. The parents make those decisions. And that parent made that decision. I don't see those same people with all that vitriol out there protesting for these cases that we actually have and the situations that we have. So it's just fake outrage for me. I don't even see the issue with it because it started off with these people coming here illegally. Like, and we got to be driving and doing all this crazy stuff, and we're citizens of this country, and we got to act a certain kind of way, like church, like we in church or something, but they get to come here illegally, drive illegally, beat their wives, sell drugs, and not get sent back to their country and be screaming about they got due process. Like, you want ICE agents to treat non-citizens of this country better than police officers of this country. I think that's absolutely insane. I think we got to deal with some of these home issues first. If we're going to make some stuff a priority, we got to, just like you on the plane and that mask fall, you got to grab your mask before you start messing with somebody else. I land there.
I ain't mad at it. And I will say, and Marky, I'll let you respond. Then I got to get my brother Hot Rod in here. I'll let you respond, Marky. Go ahead.
Well, no, I just think a couple facts were misrepresented. So number one, and I understand you were given just a different example to show that there's a precedence of parents' rights being honored or whatnot. But this little girl has a father, and he's a legal resident of this country, and he was petitioning the court to get her and to make sure that he didn't get deported, or so that they could say, well, she doesn't have anybody here. He gave he gave parental rights to his sister-in-law, who is a U.S. citizen. So this little girl, they didn't even put her in front of a judge. They didn't give her a hearing. They didn't put the mother in front of a judge. A point you made about that Cuban little boy, the father got to petition the court. This mother did not get to give an actual answer to the court. The government just presented a handwritten note in Spanish. It said that, this is her handwriting right here. This is what she said. She wants the daughter. That's not good enough. It's not. I mean, I don't know how anybody can ever think that that's good enough or credible enough to be presented as a good standing statement in court. So the judge has set the date for May, I think 16th. You got to show proof. You got to present this lady, and you got to prove that she wanted the daughter taken with her. And that's really just my whole thing. Like, we can talk about, we can have another show, and we can talk about some of the atrocities against Black people. I'm gonna be talking about a lot of the atrocities against our heroes from the past on my channel. But I think we could do both at the same time and say that this was wrong, and that this is not an illegal immigrant. I feel like people keep trying to do that. Like, and respect to Pittsburgh T, but Pittsburgh T is throwing all this loaded language about drug dealers and beating wives. This is a 2-year-old little girl, and she's not an illegal immigrant. She's a citizen of this country, and she's entitled to due process. Like, just straight wax to me. Go ahead.
Real quick, Marky. Before and we going to Hot Rod next. Shout out to my brother in the building. Pitto is in the building. Salute to Pitto. Salute to DSTN in the building, man. Salute to my brother.
He part of STN too. Shout out to him. He part of STN.
Absolutely. Hey, shout that brother, man. Salute to that
One
brother.
and only.
damn, let me get my shout outs out. Shout out to my brother Just Do. If y'all don't know, man, the most unbiased individual, Just Do got me on a video. I didn't even realize I had said what I said, and y'all know I believe what I say anyways. Just Do said, nah, let me clip this one right here. Shout out to my brother Just Do, man. One of the most non-biased individuals as far as the sport of boxing goes. Hot Rod, my brother Hot Rod, the young homie is in the building, man. The horse racer himself, or the horse better himself, I say that respectfully. Hot Rod, man. Hey, give me your opinion on everything that's going on as far as this conversation and what you've heard so
YouTube.
Oh, there we go. Go ahead.
I think it's total bullshit. Niggas want to talk about police beating on blacks, whites doing this to blacks. But niggas don't keep the same energy when a brother smoke another brother. Niggas don't keep the same energy about that. Like niggas want to bring, only difference from today in the 1900s is everything is videotape. You have a phone to record everything now. So it's not like what's going on now with whites beating cops or white people doing this to that to black people. It's not like that's something new. Now, why niggas don't have the same energy on BVO when niggas smoke another nigga, when niggas rob another nigga, or when a nigga rob somebody's grandmother, or when a nigga kidnaps somebody's child. Niggas don't speak on that though. But niggas want to keep blaming this shit on the white folks. Nah, I don't see color, brother. I'm from Los Angeles, California, homie. Niggas get smoked every day by another nigga, dog. So you can miss me with that shit, man. That's one of the reasons why I don't stay in LA, because they don't care about what race you are, nigga. They care about what hood you from, what colors you got on, how you walk. I remember I was 12 years old walking through the alley from getting a haircut. An old nigga came up to me and asked, where you from? I'm 12 years old, BVO. Like, you can miss me with that shit, man. You can miss me with that white people shit, dog. That's all I got on it.
We got my brother in the building. Shout out to Hot Rod. And I'm going to let y'all respond to what Hot Rod just said. Shout out to Hot Rod. But we got my brother in the building, straight out of Omaha, Nebraska. You know what I'm saying? Straight from where Bud from. D-Ray Promotions. Oh, excuse me. D-Ray Live on the Drive is in the building, man. And if y'all don't know, like I always tell y'all, that's my big homie right there, man. So, D-Ray, man, give me your opening statements. You heard us talking. We done had some good conversations. So, what you got on it tonight?
Hey, man, this is great content, and I agree. There is no this or that. I think we can get both. I think that we need to be united together, and I think that start at home, because that's one thing, Dub, that like when we connected, when we was talking, you know, a lot of it centered around Big Mama and Mama, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, not everyone is going to have a 2-parent household, right? But the village, you know, can raise the child and help and assist, you know, just not try to take over, you know? And shout out to my man, the policeman up here himself, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because that is a dangerous job, bro. And, you know, when you have good police people, you know what I'm saying? I think, bro, that they deserve to be honored and respected. So, you know, I appreciate that, bro. And, you know, hopefully your other brothers behind that blue line that be getting away with the BS, bro, we can just try to checkmate them. That's what I'm on right there. Now, I think, bro, like, you know, and it's funny, man, because I know you got a hard stop. So I just wanted to say real quick, bro, is like when I was younger than you guys right here, you know, a lot of people hated rap music. You know what I'm saying? Presidential candidates coming out trying to, you know, hate on this rapper or that rapper. And, you know, they had lyrics, you know, and they were threatened by those lyrics, you know. And then when I listen to today's music, bro, I feel threatened by those lyrics. You know what I'm saying? So I just think, bro, that we have to support, you know, like the love, bro. Like, you know, like Muhammad Ali. I think one of the reasons why he's everybody's favorite, because he was a champion for black people, brown people, yellow people, red people. and good white people.
He was a
too.
black champion first.
Oh, let him finish though. Let him finish.
Hey man, I yield the floor, man, because I know we got a hard stop, so I don't want to be too much more out of order. I appreciate it, though, man.
Wait a minute. Be long-winded. Be long-winded about this motherfucker.
Absolutely. But hey, man, you got 24 hours, man. I'm gonna jump in this thing, man. Appreciate y'all, though.
I got a whole what we at? I got a whole 22 hours to have this conversation again. So we're gonna discuss this multiple times on this show, and so be long-winded if you need to be. But anybody want to respond to?
I'll respond because I get how Rod was kind of coming towards me, but that's my brother and I love him, and I get what D-Ray's saying. But this is what I'm saying. I get what you're saying because I've unfortunately lived in Long Beach when I was trying to chase my dreams in the league. And I know what you're talking about, Hot Rod, where there's an ignorance culture in South Central, Compton, LA, where people do stuff, especially in the hoochies. Like I used to hang out in the Hoover a lot. Out there in the hoochies, man, you have people ask you, where you from? And all that stuff. That's just some ignorant BS. But for me personally, and for a lot of brothers that represent the Sports Talk Network, we've had greats after greats, and we talk about, what do we talk about, Dub, all the time? Black on black crime, the black kids hurting each other, the chicks propping up. We ain't gotta talk about that stuff, man. But we bring that stuff up because at the end of the day, when I'm spending my own money and we giving away hot dogs, thank God to everybody who supported last year. BVO Sports TV gave away 100 backpacks. I ain't no superstar. With the help of the people, we gave away 100 backpacks. There's no absolute way of doing anything. But what I will say is this: we gotta care about home. And I get what you're saying. We all get hurt. We get frustrated with the church. We get frustrated with our parents. We get frustrated with everybody. But at the end of the day, guess what? We got more two-parent households than we ever had in the history of blacks right now. Since 1935, this is the most we've had two-parent households. We are doing better. But the thing is, we gotta be honest. We can't care about other people who don't care about us, man. They don't care about blacks, D-Ray. You know that. D-Ray, when Dolores Tucker and all that was talking, they was actually on to something. And I'm from Cleveland. This is the home of that murder music or unalivement music, that drill music where people go to people's grave. They actually had a dude, I don't know if y'all heard about this shit. There was a dude in Cleveland tried to dig up another dude who died and try to record it, but they arrested that fool before he got to do it. So how crazy is that? Why would you go to somebody's grave site and try to dig them up?
Hold on. You say he tried to dig up a dead person?
It was another rapper that had passed away. He tried to dig him up. He went to the thing.
Well, we got to give him the drop. We got to give him the drop too.
This is outrageous. This is outrageous. Damn. It's a bunch of bull.
The fuck is wrong with you people? Who raised you?
We got to give him the drops on that. If you're trying to dig a dead person up, that's ridiculous.
I saw that.
He was out there with 15 niggas. They was digging this nigga up.
Yeah, they were
That's
doing a video
crazy.
shoot. They were trying to do a video shoot. I saw that.
Hold on. Wait a minute. They tried to dig a dead person, an unalive individual up in a video.
It was one of their ops. It was one of their ops.
I don't care who it is. I don't care who it is.
Because you got to do a lot of digging to get 6 feet deep.
Yeah, they were trying to dig him up to mark his death, because like I said, it was one of his ops and he was doing a video shoot and they were trying to mark him why he was taken out.
Man, they do stuff. They have done stuff in Cleveland, Chicago, like go to somebody's funeral and try to pull the body out the doggone casket. What is that? That's some demonic, evil, crazy stuff. The problem is this: black people have no outlets. Black people have nowhere to get the stress off. Because I'm gonna tell you something I looked up, and I'm gonna land the plane. I was looking at Cleveland when my grandma was here in the early 70s when she was living over here. Because I'll be honest, I live in the suburbs now. And I looked at a couple of different areas. These areas didn't have a lot of crime in the 70s and the 60s when our grandparents were here. They didn't do all that unalivement. Oh, they might have shot drugs. They like that heroin. and they shot themselves in the ass, feet, all that. They like that heroin, but they didn't have no violence like that. You know where violence came? If you look at 1986, you go to any black neighborhood around 1986 when they introduced something called crack cocaine, it changed everything. My grandma tell me about how LA was in the 70s and early 80s. LA was a metropolis for blacks. Blacks would come from Mississippi, they come from Arkansas, they come from Texas, all on the way to LA, the beautiful place. LA, they went to Chicago, they went to Cleveland. What do they call it? The Great Migration. Why do you think people in Baltimore have a southern twang to them? Same thing with people in DC. Most of them niggas from Mississippi, Georgia, Florida. They came up here for a better life and they got a hell that they couldn't even imagine. Dr. King said this: the hate I seen in Chicago was worse than any hate I ever seen in Birmingham and Florida and Texas. So it just is what it is. But we can go all day on that. I'm done on that one. Go ahead.
Not nowadays. Most of the niggas in DC is from another country. Nowadays.
Yeah.
Hold on. Real quick. And I got to tell you, we got about 10 minutes to go before, like I said, I got a hard stop. And everybody in the chat, we will be, and this is the 24-hour live, so we going to cut this one, but we're going to be live right after we cut this one, and we're going to continue to do it. But make sure y'all pull up. But I want to pass it around accordingly. I want to get Marky back in here. I want Pittsburgh and Free and Hot Rod. I want all y'all to get back in here. I'm going to go to Marky first to respond, then Pittsburgh, and then we'll run it accordingly.
Well, firstly, about that stuff, I mean, firstly, I think that's just a collapse of our culture. It's the erosion of it. We've seen dudes like Fulio, Fredo Santana back in the days with him and Chief Keef and Lil Reese. It's just disgusting. I think a lot of it comes from drug use, from doing pills like Xanax and Molly and Perks. I think a lot of that takes away they sense that they inhibitions and they sense of fear and they sense a wrongdoing, so they can go up there and snatch a body out the casket. Like I can't. Like, firstly, I would just be so embarrassed walking in the middle of a procession like that, but then to actually go and put my hands on a body and drag it out the casket. Like, you got to be expecting a gunfight. You got to be expecting a fight or something to break out from that.
Security.
Yeah.
Where's security at?
But you got, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, this can't be a rational person. This has to be somebody that's doing drugs. And lastly, I'll just end off on, we got to protect the kids. We got to protect the kids. And it's not about picking out, well, we got to defend the black kids and we can't defend white and Latino kids. Let's just defend the kids. Because I could bore you with history about black kids being abused, being killed. A case about them being in prison for kissing a white girl, according to what the white girl's father said. And I could go on and on about that. So let's just protect the kids. Because it's not funny, it's not cute nowhere around the board.
Let me get Pittsburgh, then let me get Hot Rod. I'm going to say this. I don't know how long y'all going to speak, but we got about 7 minutes before I shut this thing down. So Pittsburgh, Hot Rod.
I'm gonna get up out. I'm gonna get up out.
No. Stay. You gotta get your last. Oh, you gotta get your last words, brother. Yeah. So let Pittsburgh get his off. Let Hot Rod get his off. I'm gonna go to BVO, and these are all last words. What I'm giving y'all. Pittsburgh, Hot Rod, BVO, then Marky. You're gonna close us out.
All right. Quickly. Thanks for having me up here, Doug. As far as what we talking about, black people don't have no allies. Like, we see that when we have these conversations, whenever we bring up black folks, is nobody don't see color. What about this? It's a whole bunch of distractions when it comes to black folks. But when it's another group, then we got to jump in head first. Like, and that just don't make that never made any sense. We always too busy to deal with black people when it comes down to it. But we find out some kind of way and carve out time to deal with other people's issues. And lastly, I'll say this: BVO brought something up, and I'll take it a little deeper. BVO brought up the crack cocaine epidemic. That started from the United States government with the Iran-Contra issue that they had, where they were pumping drugs into LA specifically to sell those drugs, to buy arms for the Contras, and they're the ones that introduced that cocaine, that crack. We should be getting reparations just for that, because they're the ones that started that. People that weren't doing that before they started all that craziness. They specifically did all that nonsense, and they never deal with a lot of those issues. Like this government starts a lot of things, and we're just left to just forget about it and just move on. And we always told, why you complain about it, just move on. And they destroy communities. Like I'll say this lastly, in Broward County, in the courthouse, I'll put the article and I'll clip it. The courthouse in Broward County, in the I believe it was the 80s, they were cooking up crack cocaine in the courthouse and taking it out and selling it and then arresting them people. They were exonerating. Last year, they still had 2,000 people that they had exonerated from that, from the Broward County sheriffs. It's documented. This ain't even no made up stuff. So like, we got a lot of issues in this country. That illegal immigrant stuff, they are illegal. And I think there's something that has to be done, because it was 10 million people brought in, the estimates are, and we ain't taking out no 10 million people. So we got to do something. We can't not do anything, and there's nothing will be perfect because we're not treated perfectly. Salute to everybody.
Hey, Pittsburgh, we will, like I said, we 24 hours today, so we're going to have this conversation more later on in the 24-hour stream. So pull up when you get the opportunity, my brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Hot Rod, give me your last words, my brother. You're on mute. Hot Rod, you in the building? How are we going to come back to Hot Rod? Hot Rod, he on mute right now. BVO, give me your last words.
Can you hear?
Nah, we can hear you. You muted yourself, but we can hear you.
Oh, my bad. Man, I want to send a big shout out to Dub, man. You know, one thing about Right Side, you know, we don't give Varnell Hill enough credit. He actually changed how I do YouTube. And I want to thank him here, man, because we never were talking about this as much as we do now. And shout out to Dub Right Side for having the courage and foresight and vision to do something like this, man. And one thing about it, them Georgia boys can do more than make ribs, man. Salute to Dub Right Side.
I cook some of the best ribs out there. I pride myself on my ribs. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I know it. I know you do. You probably got that good barbecue sauce too.
Hey, you already look, homemade barbecue sauce.
Hey, not that Sweet Baby Ray's, huh?
No. You gotta make it. Hey. It gotta be tasted and perfected a certain way. You know what I'm saying? I like to do it my own style. So, but like I said, we will be live, and BJ, you know, but better than anybody do. We'll be live all day, all night, all day tomorrow. So pull back up, my brother. You know what it is. Marky Dan, man, my co-host, and as I always tell him, hey, if it weren't for Marky, I wouldn't be talking this type of thing as much as I do. You know what I'm saying? As far as politics go, but Marky pushed me and be like, Doug, what we doing? So shout out to Marky Dan. Marky, man, give me your last words.
I just end off by saying salute to you, the Right Side, Mr. Long-Winded, Mr. Respectfully.
I done been very short. I was not long-winded tonight.
That's okay. You're still long-winded. Even when you're not long-winded, you're long-winded. That's just how it works. Respectfully. But
hold on real quick, Marky. Let the people know where they can find you. I see you just dropped the link in the chat. Y'all make sure y'all go sub to Marky, man. Go sub to the brother channel.
Yes,
Democracy 101.
Democracy 101.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna be coming out with a video this weekend. Now that I got some time, so just look out for me. But I'll just end off by saying that Pittsburgh T. I mean, he really ended by, making my point that those people that got set up with that cocaine, the government, the court system went back and acknowledged that what happened to them was wrong, and now they're going through the process of exonerating them and clearing their convictions, and hopefully they can take those things to civil court and sue the hell out of the government. But this is the whole point: acknowledging wrongs, and the government, once again in this case, did wrong. They did wrong. This little girl should not have been deported. Okay? And this mother, if they wanted to,
listen, if that's the case that she did choose to take her daughter with her, even still, she didn't have the correct information, I feel, to have made that decision. So we cannot just take the knee and let authoritarianism rule. No, we have to continue to criticize. We have to continue to debate. We have to continue to resist. Because if this can happen to this 2-year-old little girl, they just summarily dismiss her rights just because. And I have a really big problem with people like BVO and Pittsburgh T continuing to use all this loaded language and rhetoric of, well, we got illegals pouring into this country, and we got drug dealers and terrorists. Why should we care about this little girl? This little girl is not none of that. Once again, she's a U.S. citizen, and I'm not trying to hear that the process won't be perfect. They were in court arguing that she should have not been sent. So she should have not been sent. Like, just plain and simple. But hey, it looks like our country is going in the authoritarianism direction. I have my handgun and I have my rifle ready. The future is not certain.
Hey,
but
well,
subscribe to my
Marky,
channel.
hey,
Subscribe to my
shout out-
channel. That should be certain for you.
Man, y'all make sure y'all go sub to Marky. I'll be over there. You know what I'm saying? We'll be doing shows together. And man, the brother, now I disagree with some of his politics, but I think that he's brilliant and I think he's very educated as far as how he brings it out, how he doesn't mind bringing out the different articles, those type of things. You can learn a lot from Marky Dan, even me being, like he would call me, the old man. And so, Marky man, I appreciate you. And I thank you for helping me start this 24-hour live stream. I'm going to stay live for a quick second. I got to get my son some medicine. And then we're going to be simulcasting over with TD Sports. And so y'all look for the show. We'll be right back. And hey, man, I appreciate everybody, man. Much love and respect. I'll be right back.
Peace.
Hey, real quick. Oh, well, Marky said, fuck you. I can't even talk for you. I don't know. Does it count if I know what? I ain't even gonna shut it down. I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna just be right back so I can get him some medicine, and then I'm gonna shut this one down and we'll pop right back up. Y'all make sure y'all come over and sub to the channel, man. And we will be talking boxing next. We'll be over live with TD Sports, and we're gonna do things the right way. I'll be right back. All right. We getting ready to drop the link for the other show that we about to do. Let me see if I hit. Well, I can't drop. How do I do this? Shit, I ain't the smartest person. Y'all know I'm Jay, go out, and in a second it'll pull up. It'll pop up on the whatchamacallit. All right, so I ain't gonna lie to y'all. It's telling me right now. It's saying that don't cancel that. So I'll be right back, and we'll be live. Give me 1 second.